welcome to Destination Deanna. I'm Deanna, love guide to all and kept wife strategist to the women I'm called to serve. Please consider my channel your self-help learning library for love. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly coaching gem, where I give guidance to elevate your love experience. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., tune in for Sounds About Wife, where I give my unique wife perspective and prepare professional women like you to become kept wives. So hit that subscribe button and let's start this love journey together. See you soon, my loves. Hello. Welcome to day 2 of my 3-day series, Spring Clean Your Dating Life. So yesterday we talked about your space, your physical space. And today we are talking about your mind, okay? Your mind. So my intention today with this lesson is to help you identify and release the mental residue that's blocking love, all the things that's getting in the way, so that you can align your thoughts with the relationship you're praying for, right? I want you to be equipped. Now, why is this lesson important? Well, your thoughts shape your reality. So you can dress up the outside, you can fix the exterior, you can do all of that. But if the inside is still rehearsing your pain, your fears, and all the doubts, love will always feel like a threat instead of the gift that it's supposed to be. So I'm going to give you the anchor concept for your consideration. So this entire lesson is built upon this concept. Your mind is the filter for your reality. Your mind is the filter for your reality. Now, if you are a note taker, and you know, we like to say note takers are money makers, but here on Destination Deanna in the Keptiverse, I say note takers are action takers. Okay. So in order for you to take actions, now you might want to take the notes. So I have 4 kind of core points that I'm going to cover today. Here we go with number 1. Number 1. Negative self-talk reinforces insecurity. I see this so much, right? The words that you speak over yourself are setting the tone for how you're treated. So if you keep running into the same type of men, you're not getting treated how you want to, you are looking around and you're seeing other women being loved on, being provided for, being kept, and you're wondering why. Part of that could be how you are speaking over yourself, right? You can't call yourself broken, basic, or constantly reflect on how you're behind and then expect a man to show up and treat you like you're whole, like you're divine, or like you're worth the pursuit. So we have to start with cleaning the inner self-talk, right? Think of it like this. Your self-talk is like the background music of your life, right? So what's playing on repeat, right? What are the things that you're rehearsing and saying over and over? What's in the background? Are you saying like, I'm too much, right? I require too much, right? What about I'm too old? I've missed the window. I've missed my opportunity. What things are you rehearsing in your mind? What are you saying to yourself, right? Don't be surprised when you start believing those things. Every time you say them, every time you rehearse them, you're reinforcing your insecurities. Phrases like, you know, I'll always attract the wrong men. I always end up in situationships. I only attract these type of men. Or maybe I should just get a dog. Maybe I should just stay single. Maybe I should just remain by myself. Maybe I should just stay in school. Focus just only on my career, right? They're not just jokes or funny things to say. They become self-fulfilling prophecies, right? And let me just tell you, from a spiritual level, the enemy loves to whisper through our own voice. If it's harsh, if it's cruel, or if it's hopeless, it's not truth, because those are not words that describe God or describe love, right? So if it's not truth, it's trauma. And we want to stop that, right? A man can affirm you, but if your own voice is louder with negativity, you'll just reject a good man that's here to love you and pour into you, right? So think of it like this: speaking life to yourself, over yourself, it isn't just spiritual, it's actually strategic. The way you speak to yourself is either going to uplift you or it's going to reinforce insecurity. And what's the scripture that we have to back this up? Because we always want to have a spiritual foundation. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So this verse isn't just about how you speak to others, right? It's also about what you're saying to yourself. Words are like spiritual seeds, right? If you keep sowing doubt and despair into your spirit, your love life is going to bear that type of fruit. So speak life, even if you're still learning to believe it. Keep saying it until you do. And I'll just say this to you. You don't need more confidence. You need a new narrative. You don't need more confidence. You need a new narrative. That means new things that you are saying to yourself. And hold tight, because at the end of this lesson, I'm going to give you some affirmations that you can say that will be speaking life over yourself. Okay, now my second point. Self-doubt equals self-sabotage in disguise, right? So self-doubt is often disguised as like humility, right? I'm being humble, right? But it's really fear in a cute, quiet outfit. That's all. You can't receive provision, leadership, or love when you second guess yourself at every turn. You need to be sure. You need to be confident. You need to believe in yourself, right? Now, for my ladies, you say you want a man to help, but then you flinch when he offers, right? You're uncomfortable receiving the help, accepting it. That's not independence, right? That's actually unhealed distrust. So stop putting that blanket over your BS. It's not independence, right? It's the fact that you don't trust. You are unhealed in that area. When you assume like this is too easy, you meet a great guy, he's treating you well, this is too easy, you'll start to sabotage so that you can feel familiar, right? The pain, the trauma, the uneasiness, right? You equate chaos with realness because struggle was your teacher. You need a new teacher. You need a new lesson, right? We need to let go of that. And doubt tends to show up almost like fake modesty sometimes, right? When you're downplaying your beauty, your standards, or your success, when you can't fully stand in your confidence, right? But you want someone to adore you for the fullness of you, but you're not even comfortable standing in your fullness. Like, I've had many people say to me like, oh, I mean, you're super confident, with the little side eye. I'm like, maybe you should be more confident. Right? I don't let that make me shrink and lower. I've worked on myself. diligently to be this confident in who I am. I'm confident because I do the work, not because I'm comparing myself to someone else and I think I'm better than them. No, but I absolutely know I'm better than the people who don't do this work. Yes, I do. Any woman that does this work, I'm like, kudos. I can see it on you, boo. Women who are confident, I'm like, yes, my type of woman. She's a Kepti. She got a Kepti vibe. I love to see it. I celebrate it. So be able to be confident in who you are, in the fullness of who you are, if you want a man to appreciate that. And what's our scripture to focus on this, right? Hold on. I have one more point. Many of you have actually been, I'll go as far as to say, misdiagnosing your protection mechanisms and saying that they're your personality traits. Like, I'm just this way. No, you're not that way. You're that way as a result of what you've been through, the ways in which you've been violated, right? The traumatic experiences that you've lived through have caused you to be hyper independent, to be hyper fearful, to be protective of yourself in a way that doesn't leave room for someone to come in and love you properly. And by you continuing to say, oh, like, I'm just this way, that's literally keeping you bound there. So our scripture, James 1, verse 6 and 7. But when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. So wavering in self-belief spills into every area, right? Including your relationships. God responds to our faith, not our fear. So if you're double-minded about your worth, right? Like, you say you're worth this, you say you deserve this, but then your inner talk, you're really self-doubting, right? That means you're going to question every good thing that comes your way. You're not going to fully believe you're deserving of it, right? So stability in love actually starts with the security you have in yourself, right? Love doesn't have to hurt to be real. That's the line I want you to take from here. Love doesn't have to hurt in order for it to be real. It can be peaceful. It can be uplifting. It can be full of joy, full of growth, full of fruit. Okay? That's what God says about love. All right. And our third point, limiting beliefs actually become invisible boundaries, right? Many of you think that you're blocked because love isn't available. You think there aren't good options. You think all the good men are taken. You think all of those things. But in reality, you're blocked because your beliefs are setting boundaries that you can't even see. And worse, you've labeled them as standards, right? And you do that to make it sound noble, right? So you say things like, he's too nice. But that's not a preference, right? That's a trauma response. A man's supposed to be nice. What are you talking about? You want a nice man. That someone saying that is ridiculous. It's trauma filled. Okay. You've been conditioned to associate love with tension instead of tenderness. That's why you'll say things like that. You'll say, I need a man who can handle me. That's a cry for chaos. Like, men don't hear that and say, "Ooh, I want her." They're automatically like, "What? Resistance up." You're not looking attractive when you say that. Like, no man is like, "Ooh, give me all the challenge." Like, yes, they want a challenge, but in the way that is, well, first of all, feminine. Feminine women wouldn't say that. But they want a woman who challenges them to be better, not a woman that challenges them to receive what they want to give. Not a woman that's difficult, hard to love. That's not attractive. They want a woman that presents a challenge to them, that they can rise to the occasion. They can be better. They are inspired to do, be, and have more. That's the type of challenge that men are looking for, right? But when you say things like, I need a man who can handle me, you're actually subconsciously looking for someone to argue with, not align with. Men, at least the quality ones, the keepers, the ones we talk about on this channel, they desire alignment. They're not looking for a woman that's seeking difficult exchanges. They're not seeking a woman who wants to be handled. No. Right? If you found yourself saying things like, I'm not changing for anyone, like, this is me, this is how I am, it might sound empowering to yourself, but actually, growth is the price for partnership. So there is change involved. I'm not going to be one of those coaches that will co-sign that and tell you, oh, he should love you as is. He should accept you, right, as you are growing, right? My husband met me. He accepted me in the state that I was, but I was becoming. He saw the evidence of me actively working to improve myself. And that's what you should aspire to attract. Not a man that will accept your BS because you don't want to do anything to change it. You should want to be better. You should not want to be difficult. You should not want to be walking around upset, doing everything, stressed out. That should not be comfortable to you. You should desire ease, softness, right? Care, concern. So all of these things that I've mentioned, right? They're beliefs, and they're basically, if I could give you a visual, it's like an electric fence, right? It keeps good men out while you're sitting there wondering why you're still single. So it's like that fence. You don't know it's electrifying them, but that's what's happening. Whenever they even think to approach, it's like the energy you're giving off is repelling, right? So Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, commoners, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? The patterns of this world includes the mindsets you inherited from social media, your bitter aunties, wounded past versions of yourself, and commoner coaches who just want to make a buck so they will go along to get along. Your transformation actually starts with a mental reset, right? Not another situationship, not with the man that takes you wounded like that and accepts you staying like that. God can't renew what you don't release, though. God is the ultimate gentleman, right? We talk about keepers being gentlemen all the time. Well, they are models of God. They're replicas of God. And God is a gentleman. He doesn't go where we don't invite him. So you have to invite the renewing of your mind. You have to say, I no longer want to have these limiting beliefs. I no longer want to hold on to these things that don't serve me anymore. I want to up level. I want to have a renewed mind. I want to have positive thoughts, right? And here's kind of the anchor thought to keep with yourself. If your beliefs aren't helping you receive, they're keeping you blocked. So if your beliefs aren't helping you receive, they're keeping you blocked. And here's the final point. Number 4. Your mental narrative creates your standards. Your mental narrative creates your standards. So I know that manifestations going all around and it's popular and it's all about like, just whatever you desire, you can manifest it. Listen, I've studied the laws of attraction. I have taught it. I've taught mastery of it. But let me tell you this, you don't attract just based on your desires. If that was the case, we all would just have, right? That's the beginning level. You attract based on your defaults. Your defaults, right? If you're subconsciously rehearsing scarcity, low level, lack, you'll keep settling for scraps. And you'll eventually start even calling it a meal, right? You'll normalize it. You'll think that this is it. But let me give you some kind of shifts to make, right? If you believe that real love is rare, right? Rare, hard to find, hard to obtain, all of that. You'll hold on to dysfunction longer than you should, because you'll think it's not that possible for you. You'll think something is better than nothing, right? And you'll think it's your only chance when it's not true, right? If you've convinced yourself something like, what do I hear all the time? Like all men cheat, or all men lie, or all men leave, right? Your energy is going to unconsciously invite the very thing you fear. So you will keep attracting men that reinforce this narrative. Standards don't start with checklists. I know we see a lot of people talk about like lists and make your list. I have even talked about a list. I have an amazing masterclass where I help you make your list. You've heard me talk about a power partner profile. That's what I do with my Kepties. It's important to have one, right? We want to write the vision and we want to make it plain. But it doesn't start with the list. The list actually starts with your core beliefs, right? And that's the mental narrative. So you have to get that together before you can make an accurate list, right? The woman who expects royalty doesn't waste her time entertaining jesters. That's a woman who's clear, right? One of the main things that I do with my clients is I help them get clear. I help them get very clear first on what they don't want to repeat, what they've already experienced, and we take the time to identify what are the patterns that exist, right? So they can break those patterns. And then we talk about, well, what is it that you want? We know what you don't want. We're not going to spend any more time on that. All we do is identify it so we can be clear and break the patterns. Then after that, all of our time is spent on what we do want to experience, what we do want to create in our love life. So you have to work on that mental narrative so that your standards can raise. When your standards raise, you'll attract better, right? So you have to consider, what story is your mind telling your heart? And would you want your future daughter believing it? That's one of the ways that I freed myself, right? I could not find the strength to do it just for me. I couldn't. I had been too far detached from my own self-esteem, my own self-worth. I had gotten so far from it, right? But I dug deep and I thought about, would I want my daughter to be loved like this? Would I want my daughter to be in a marriage like this? And I very easily was like, no. And it was that revelation and connection for myself that I said, okay, I have to change my narrative. I have to change what I'm thinking about. I have to change what I'm saying to myself so that I can make an outward change. But it starts inward first. Now, Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. This verse makes it so plain to us, right? Our inner world dictates our outer experience. So if your mind is telling you You're not good enough. It's too late. You're too broken. You want too much. You're too hard to deal with. You will actually start living down to that narrative. But when you shift the story that you're telling yourself in your mind, you will actually shift your standards. I hate to be the one to tell you this kind of harsh truth, but you don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you can have. That's why the focus is on the mind today. So those are the 4 points, right? Number 1 is negative self-talk reinforces insecurity. Number 2, self-doubt is actually self-sabotage in disguise. Number 3, your limiting beliefs become invisible boundaries. And number 4, your mental narrative creates your standards. So because I'm the kept wife strategist, I always want to shift your perspective. So give you something to consider. And our core concept to consider today is that your mind is the filter for your reality. So I'm going to give you some affirmations to affirm this new belief, right? Your affirmations, and here's 3 of them. Number 1, I release the stories that no longer serve me. We're talking about mind, renewing the mind. So number 1 is I release the stories that no longer serve me. Number 2, I am open to love that aligns with my worth. I am open to love that aligns with my worth. And number 3, I am safe being seen, cherished, and chosen. I am safe being seen, cherished, and chosen. So those are the affirmations. You can say them in the morning. You can say them, when you're in the bathroom. You can write them down, put them on your mirror. You can journal them, but imprint them on your mind. Renew your mind with positive affirmations, right? And here's your strategy. Here's how you can take action and put this lesson into play in your life immediately. Don't wait. Make a shift now while the energy is high. You're receiving of this impartation, and I'm I'm implanting this information with you. Do something to cement it, right? Take action. And here's 3 ways that you can do so. Number 1, write down 3 recurring thoughts you have about love. Write down 3 recurring thoughts that you have about love. After you do that, challenge each one with the truth. And I invite you, write it in the comments. Write it in the comments. I'm sure there's going to be other people that identify with those. And I'll make sure that I comment back with a corresponding truth as well. I'll help you out with that. Number 2, record a voice memo with your new affirmations and play it every morning. So if you don't want to have to go look for it, if you don't want to write it down, record it in a voice memo and then play it for yourself. There's nothing more powerful than hearing yourself affirm yourself. Okay? And number 3, unfollow 5 social media accounts that fuel either fear, comparison, or cynicism about love. I don't play about that. If I see you, reposting negativity about love, marriage, a bunch of things about cheating, about low leveling, commoner behavior, oh, you're gone. I don't need that. I need my energy to be of abundance regarding love, positivity, joy, peace, okay? Romance, all of the good things. So unfollow 5 social media accounts that are either fueling fear, comparison, or cynicism about love. Now, to wrap this all up, right? What is my coaching gem? So if you didn't get anything from today, right? Here's the summary. Oh man, and I forgot to write it in. So I'm going to say it to you as I type it up, right? The thoughts you entertain become the patterns you normalize. Change your mind. Change your love life. Hope I didn't have any typos, but here you go. Right? The thoughts you entertain, and I'm sorry, let me stop that from scrolling because you all need to see that. So let's put that up. Right? The thoughts you entertain become the patterns you normalize. If you change your mind, you'll change your love life. Okay? Now, I'm always going to make an invitation to you, right? You're here because this resonated with you. You said, I want to clean up my dating life, right? I'm not excited about what I got going on. I'm not excited about my options. Well, you didn't find my channel or this lesson by accident. It was a divine intervention. So I invite you to your next level, right? What if you could step into a space where every conversation, every moment, and every lesson was designed to renew your mind, to upgrade your standards, and to assist you in actually attracting the real love that you've been dreaming about? Well, I've created that with the Kept Wife experience. It's actually a 3-day immersion where the vision of you that doubts gets left behind. And the version of you that receives, that knows abundance is your birthright, that knows that love should be all encompassing of positivity and abundance, they emerge, right? So it's not just a vibe, it's a total reset. It's an activation. It's me imparting all the Kept Wife energy into you. And for 3 days, you get to be immersed in the Kept Wife life. You get served, everything is taken care of for you, and you get poured into. It's a total reset, a total activation. And this is May 29th through the 31st. And I have 4 seats available. It's a small, intimate setting. That's why it's a small group. 4 seats left. So secure your spot, right? Go to destinationdeanna.com. Click the top banner to reserve your spot or to get more information. If you just want to see, okay, give me more details about this. Deanna, I'm feeling it. I know you're my person. I need more details. Go to destinationdeanna.com, and at the very top banner, you can go to the Kept Wife Experience page. There's reviews on there from previous Kepties who have been. There's all of the details of what's included. And there is a special offer, but it's only until the end of this series. Tomorrow is the last day of this series. So it's the last opportunity to get the special offer for the Kept Wife Experience. So if it's been calling, if you identify with me, go ahead and get that information, right? So thank you so much for investing in yourself by spending time with me today. Please remember that God is love. We are of God. So attracting love should be easy, especially when you have me giving you the guidance and strategy. So please be generous, right? Share this live with your networks in your communities. Tomorrow, join me here at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for day three of Spring Clean Your Dating Life, right? It's the last day of the series, and we will be talking about clearing out the clutter from your life in general. Okay. So I love you all. I'll see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m.